bottoming out on the rough stuff were my teammates Paul Gorge and Daniel Hurst, second of the championship entrants. The tricky conditions caught a few competitors out, as we can see on board with Paul Gorge and Daniel Hurst here. Just as they pulled away, Blair and Shannon Thompson decided to also get in on the act. The Mazda MX-5 for Paul Gorge and Daniel Hurst was 6th in class and 5th of the championship entrants, though I'm not sure that headlight should look like that. Rounding out the class runners were Paul Gorge and Daniel Hurst, hampered by a max time on stage 2. They'd struggled to regain that ground by the end of the day, but that wasn't stopping them from enjoying their day's rallying. Hot on their heels were the Paul Sheard pair of Paul Gorge and Daniel Hurst. Consistent performers, they were also well in the Class B championship fight, so would be wanting to catch Morris and McTavish if they could. Paul Gorge and Daniel Hurst are running 5th on this stage. They'd drop a place but would still leave Cadwell Park leading the championship. The gaps are very small, this one is going to be close. Mark Peterson and Jim Bowie would jump. There was another close battle in Class B a little further down the order as championship leaders Paul Gorge and Daniel Hurst slipped back one position as they too were pipped by just 1 second, with Connor Tolson and Brian over to 7th place. Taking advantage though were Paul Gorge and Daniel Hurst to move into 3rd place, although this wouldn't have helped them. They'd finish the day in 2nd to minimise the points they'd lose to the championship rivals Ruck and Harris.
Paul, Dan, talk us through your day today. Apparently you're making Paul work really, really hard.
Yes, that is what we pay him for. So just getting value for money out of the lad, to be honest. But,
okay, so why? Why are we making him work really hard? What have we done today?
to be fair, we've been fairly clean, haven't we? To be honest, we've been quite clean on the stages. We have enjoyed the last 3 stages immensely. There's been a lot of laughing, quite a bit of sideways action. And a couple of mirrors knocked off, so that's probably all he can criticise us for, really.
Okay. No, mirrors are fine. We can cope with mirrors, can't we?
We can.
How have we found Snetterton?
I'm loving it. First time I've been here. Enjoying the stages. They're fast, they're flowing. Few technical bits as well, and Paul's learning to put his foot down a bit harder, so it's quite good fun.
Yeah, I think the change in stages this year, they've added a lot more interesting elements to it, especially that gravel bit over there, and it's dead close to the fans, so we're getting a lot of thumbs up when we're going round there sideways.
Excellent. How are we finding it? Being so low to the ground, going over that gravel bit, how are you finding that?
Bumpy, isn't it? It's quite bumpy, because when you actually look, we are literally on the ground, so we do try and avoid the bigger bumps if we can, but not always possible, is it? So
Dan Hurst should have his own show, shouldn't he? We should just interview him. So, a confirmation of the championship battle in Class B is by far the most intriguing. Daniel Hurst and Paul Gorge lead by 6 points, but Chris... 5th in class on this stage were Paul Gorge and Daniel Hurst. They dropped back to 7th in class by the end of the day though, giving their title aspirations a bit of a knock. They're equal leaders, but with drop scores still to come off, it puts Chris Ruck and Steve Harris in a very comfortable position.
Yeah. Paul, Dan, you guys are currently leading your class for the overall championship points. We're at the penultimate round now. What is our game plan for the round and a half that we have left?
what our game plan is, it's really to keep consistent. We want to be in and around the top 3 if we can. We're aware that drop scores are going to come in. So Chris Ruck, in reality, unless he has a disaster, is going to be winning the championship. We'd be more than happy to finish in top 3, so consistency is our key now, really. Yeah. Yep.
And how are we finding the circuit? We've got a dry day, guys. It's dry. How are we finding it in the dry?
I'm struggling to remember the last dry round. It must have been Brands Hatch, wasn't it? Yeah, it's great to have dry and not have to run on wet tyres. A bit more grip, a little bit more sideways fun as well in the grip, which is strange. But no, I'm loving Anglesey. Nice little gravelly sections, twisty bits, and some wide open corners. So loving it.
I think I'd just like to mention as well, it's hard work for co-drivers Anglesey. There's a lot of good splits, 2 or 3 different splits going different directions. It's fun.
Paul, Dan, talk us through the game plan today. Have we got a game plan?
Yes, game plan is we're not really looking at the results, to be honest. We both agreed just to go out, go as fast as we can, have a laugh along the way, and we're going to end up where we end up at the end of the day. So we're not seriously not that worried at the moment in time. If there's mistakes to be made, hopefully it's somebody else, and we might make a jump, but we'll see.
Well, this is what I love about coming to this garage, because you guys are always really happy, you're always really like, yeah, we're rallying, and that's how it should be. And it's nice to know that the pressure's not particularly on the final round, and you can really enjoy it. And what's it been like for you this season?
I've absolutely loved it. The first season in the MSN Rally Championship, and we've just had a lot of laughs, a lot of smiles, and met a lot of great people. So it's great.
You're getting your own show, you two, aren't you? Are we under the understanding that you two are having your own show?
I'm waiting for my contract to be written up now, the new face of MSN Rally Championship, but we'll see.
We did think Dumb and Dumber, but that's already been taken, hasn't it? So, you know, unfortunately.
Be original, get creative. Well, good luck, guys. We have our fingers crossed for you, and we'll catch up with you later on in the day.
Also outsiders for the championship were Paul Gorge and Daniel Hurst in their Paul Sheard Mazda MX-5. Let's ride on board with them and see if they're as good as me, as I'm a total hero for a roundy. This pairing always good value for money, hustling that car around and enjoying themselves regardless of the result. He's rubbish at karting though.